Hello Collective, welcome to the channel. Today is August 15th, 2025, and we're going to check with Spirit and get you a storyline. Storyline for the Collective, please Spirit, storyline for the Collective. Ace of Swords. In the challenge position. Dishonesty and fraud. So there's the truth being exposed. The challenge is to expose this dishonesty and fraud. It's struggling to hold on to itself and present as truth. In the subconscious, we've got the Star. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Sun and the Five of Wands, calling judgment. In the recent past, we've got the Empress. Intentions and expectations. We've got strength. In the near future. Three of Wands. Moving forward with something. The lens is being looked through. We've got the Chariot. In the environment, abusive relationships and theft. So somebody wants to either bring theft here, commit fraud, hop aboard your chariot. You might be feeling some South Node mental body fluctuations. Hopes and fears. Ace of Pentacles. So somebody wants your abundance. Definitely. They're doing some manipulations here. And the outgoing energy. Death. So it winds up in somebody's death. Or it's just the end. Yeah. They're afraid of the Temperance Angel. King of Wands overcomes challenges, plans for the future with the truth exposed by Divine Feminine. There is a celebration here for the determination of Divine Feminine. Many people are out there, telling stories such as this, and while they are telling stories, they're minding their own business in their own home. We've got plenty of folks out there who are attacking them. Because while some share hope, there are plenty out there determined to take it away. They feel quite good about it. So you're shining the truth here, or spreading the truth. We've got the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So you're telling the truth about greediness within the foundation. These thieves, these frauds, these tricksters. Of the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, this feminine who is committing fraud. There's a feminine out here who is very jealous about this Star, and they're committing fraud, presenting as though they are that, and they're real bitchy. There's no sweetness coming off of this one. Even though they may smile very, very pretty and look the part, they are smoldering nastiness. So you're shining a light. The star is here. You're a spiritual fortune, and you've got this greedy, jealous fraud committing trickery so that they can control the foundation of this star. Yeah. They're getting real messy with it. They're getting really demanding. This star is the Empress in the upright. The wheel has turned. There's a lot of strength here, a lot of courage. And a 10 of Wands burden. Could be a completion of a cycle for the Empress. But you've got somebody there. Now that the completion is over, there has been an ascension and a graduation. You still have this jealous, smothering fraudster here trying to step in. We've got the 3 of Wands. And moving forward, there's some sort of an enterprise with this Emperor here. You got the Chariot. Five of Pentacles. So you've got a victory here as the Emperor. We've got somebody's in your victory is causing a 5 of Pentacles. Maybe you have gained a victory over a financial loss. We've got 5 of Swords here. Theft. Somebody's interested in fighting and thieving in the environment. Somebody wants to steal what belongs to the star, this spiritual fortune. They want the abundance, the Ace of Pentacles. And we've got the 6 of Cups in the reverse. They're not playing. We're not playing here. And we've got Death. Death to charity. Death to somebody's charity. This is the end of a cycle for charity. Somebody's losing their charity. We've got the 6 of Swords here. You're releasing the baggage and moving on into this Ace of Pentacles here, High Priestess, King of Cups, and a 10 of Cups union. The research here into the 3 is a power of 3 or whatever. Could be some people looking into research, or perhaps the research that's been done on them is causing a painful ending here. Could be that you've learned some skills. I've heard these ones say that somebody out there has a mind of an apprentice. That does not mean that you are stupid or ignorant in any way. It simply means that you're always open to learning something new, and you are learning something new based in the truth, or maybe you're learning the truth about something. You know the truth about this greedy, stingy fraudster, this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, this thief of other people's fortunes by committing trickery and fraud. We've got honesty in the reverse. So somebody's here greedy, stingy, overspending other people's money, and they're a liar. You're shining the truth here with the Ace of Swords. The challenge is the Seven of Swords here. Somebody has been getting away with something real tricky through fraud. It's a Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, a jealous, smothering bitch. She's jealous of your gifts. And the way that you utilize them to benefit others. They don't want that to happen. They want these gifts. They want to claim them. They want to claim the memories and the energy of these stars, and they want to pretend that that is what they are. They want to dress up in the energy and claim the memory. This is what the curator has been talking about, and this is what they have been doing in the history. That's why people are born and they don't know who the hell they are, and they've been trapped here cycle after cycle for many centuries now. These beautiful stars being called a dime a dozen while they are left in a narcissistic peasantry of a family and then belittled and layered in blame and shame that belongs to these collectives, these thieves. So you've got rejuvenation here. The truth is about the star, the truth about this energy, or the truth about this healer. The truth about this greedy one who has been managing the foundation of this star through fraud and trickery. Your rejuvenation has somebody thinking fast. They want to come in and create a story. They're afraid. The fact that they're a liar has been exposed out here by the truth, the sword of truth. The Empress is here and the wheel has turned. You're probably getting some South Node mental forms passing through. Yeah, and we've got gratitude. She's very grateful. She's very thankful. That's why this abundance belongs to her. She's not a greedy, smothering fraud. She's very strong, and she's been wielding or managing 10 of Wands burden by herself, and it's the completion of that burden. Ten of Wands burden. She was alone, left alone, and she was in service to people, servicing them, giving them her light, her energy, her spiritual wealth. We've got judgment. Somebody's under judgment about that. Somebody's under judgment for leaving her alone while she was serving others. The wheel has turned. We've got moving forward, Emperor. So the Empress is here, the Emperor is there. We got moving forward. There is a Queen of Pentacles in the reverse who is jealous of your gifts. Somebody's losing their freedom. Somebody failed. Somebody has failed. They're losing their freedom. There's a moving forward with some kind of discipline by the Emperor. Somebody has lost their freedom. They have failed here. There is the Chariot here, a victory, which is leaving somebody in a 5 of Pentacles. They need to surrender. They need to control this energy here, this star. This bully has been fighting and being very abusive to this healer, this light-bearing person that has been sharing all of their wealth as divine feminine mother figure, supporting these people in service, and she has been left alone. She has been left alone There could be an emperor here that left her alone who is now losing their freedom. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. Let's check it out. We got 5 of Swords, bully, and thief with the star. We got relationships that serve the higher good. This star is here on behalf of that. And somebody wanted to bring abuse to these relationships that this star was meant to uplift, to nourish. The abundance is here. There's abundance here. Somebody is lacking playfulness, living in the past. We've got imagination in the reverse. They're disconnected from the mental body. Independence. They're no longer part of the history. You're moving forward. Somebody's in regret. This is over. We got the death card here. There's a death to somebody's charity. This is the end of cycle for somebody's charity. We've got success in the reverse. Yeah, end of a cycle. Somebody's losing their charity. They were unsuccessful. Yeah, and death. So there's a lot of death on the board. We do have atrocious people out there targeting empaths for their abundance. They're in a Queen of Pentacles reversed energy, and they are very, very serious about inflicting wounds on this Empress star. This card flipped out. They could be furious, or they will be receiving fury. Take it as it resonates. We've got the truth out here regarding the greediness on this foundation, the lack of honesty, the lack of integrity. They were lying. You're very calm. You're peaceful. They were lying about you. They were dishonest about the simplicity of who you are. They tried to complicate it and make it sound as though you weren't who you said. The truth is out here with the Ace of Swords. There's a Queen of Pentacles here reversed who has been committing fraud. They're jealous of the gifts, of the services provided by this beautiful Empress here. Star. Healer. So they're jealous of the gifts of the soul of this Empress. They're jealous of her inner peace. They're jealous of her calm demeanor. The Star, the healer, the rejuvenator, has rejuvenated. And now somebody's trying to think fast. Oh no, they got caught being a fraud. Now they're afraid. The fear card is here. They're trying to defend their beliefs. They're a fraud. They're in fear of justice. There's some South Node energy coming through though. It could be this this here. They're trying to force it into the mind. It doesn't look like it's gonna. Oh yeah, justices. They're losing their freedom. They're losing their freedom because and they don't know what to do about all of the magic that they have been doing on the marriage of this Empress and this Emperor. So in the recent past, we've got the Empress here. The wheel has turned. She's very grateful. She's very thankful. She might be experiencing some South Node mental activity regarding this jealous, smothering fraud. Calling itself a woman, I don't know that it is. Collaboration in the reverse. No collaborating. And this is the conclusion. She's coming into the fruits of her labor. She didn't collaborate with anybody. She was just grateful and thankful, and she's coming into the fruits of her labor. This is the end of any collaboration. No more collaborating with this Empress. It is a finito. You're done. She's very strong. She managed that 10 of Wands burden on her own while she was helping others. Somebody is under judgment for this. Perhaps she's calling judgment. Perhaps God's calling judgment. Perhaps this Emperor is calling judgment. So there's judgment. She's calling judgment on the indulgence. So she's got the sword of truth here. She's telling the truth regarding the greediness and the dishonesty of these ones. They lied about her inner peace. They tried to paint her as though she was not peaceful. But here she is, relaxed, utilizing the gifts of her soul to benefit others while she's left alone. So these indulgent people are under judgment. The Emperor is right here. He's moving forward with some form of discipline. These indulgent people are losing their freedom, for they have failed. The Empress was able to move through this challenge by maintaining inner peace, by overcoming the mental chatter of these frauds who've been misusing the transmitter-receiver, the communication device of the bioengineered human being directly linked to source. They've been forcing stuff into the mind, and you may be feeling that, rolling with it even, fed up. So there's a moving forward with some form of discipline by the Emperor. These indulgent ones are losing their freedom. They have failed here with their magic. Their magic has failed. It's their turn to live and learn. There's some new lessons that are in the curriculum. Some students have graduated and others are just starting school. So the victory here for this Emperor is resulting in a poverty for these indulgent ones. He's removing their wealth. This is the end of their abundance. They have to surrender their need to control. They're doing their best to flip the minds, but you have sweet dreams. So they have to surrender their need to control your dream. Your dream. Divine Mother is out here to be of service to the people, but to uplift them, to show them how it is to be peaceful, how it is to be calm, how it is to relax and share your abundance with the world without this freaking conflict, self-centered attitude. Yeah. They have to surrender their need to control your dream, your purpose to be here in this divine energy. They wanted to have a party. You wanted to support relationships that serve the higher good, with light, with love, with health and well-being. You wanted to share your love. And these ones decided to make you blind and to give you natural disasters. This 10 of Wands, while you were serving with the 10 of Wands, heavy burden, they gave you this. They took away your sight, and now they want to compromise over their strategy to dominate you. Third wheel enemies wanted to dominate your vow, your beautiful light, and this star energy is out here twice, and they wanted your merit-making, lovely little self regarding family. You triumph here. You're going to triumph over this. These people are being cast away and they are in danger. They're in danger for continuously trying to F with your mind, F with your life, committing fraud, pretending that they are you, slandering you, trying to tap into your energy and screw up your beautiful flower garden here. So they were bringing conflict to the star and their ability to have relationships or serve higher relationships that serve the higher good. Could be that they've been defeated. This bully, it was trying to steal this. They're being rejected. So this bully has been defeated. They were in competition with the star, who is here to serve the relationships that serve the higher good. These ones are being rejected. The bully is being rejected by your alliances. You're not in this alone, star, even though it may feel that way. Even though you may get very frustrated and lump people into a category, know that when the lumping into a category occurs, that's not this Empress's mindset. Because the Empress knows that a fish is not an eagle and an eagle is not a fish. She knows that everyone has their own song and that everyone is special. And these ones want everybody to be seen the same and to get in this little box. So that's how you know it's South Node energy, when you start lumping people into one category. That's one of the things. So they wanted this abundance here, but we've got the Six of Cups in the reverse. It's like they're being removed from the history. They want the abundance. They want forgiveness. They're not part of the history anymore. They're getting. It's like they want to move. You're moving forward. You're leaving home. You're leaving the past behind. And that means they can't tap into your imagination. It could be anybody who messed with your mind, you're leaving behind. Yeah, we got imagination here. So anybody that is a negative memory, or anybody who tried to mess with your mind or flip your mind, they're getting left behind in the past. You're not dealing with that anymore. You're leaving the past behind. This is an end of a cycle here. This is the end of their generosity. This Empress is no longer obligated to serve them. This is the end of her sharing or caring. They were unsuccessful and it's over. Again, we've got death here twice. Now, of course, they are talking about an unaliving. They're talking about a KID napping, and then replacing with a copycat. This Queen of Pentacles in the reverse wants to step in as this Empress. So they really want to capture the essence. You got double star Empress out here. Could be Empress Emperor. So there is a death. Somebody's unsuccessful here. They're losing their charity. There is not being served. They're being made blind. They can no longer tap into the mind, the intellectual property belonging to this high value person. They're being stopped. So they're being blind. They're being stopped from looking into the mind of eternal love because they have persevered here. Eternal love perseveres, and these ones who have been competing for the life of somebody else. They don't like their own life. They want the life of this Empress who has been in a 10 of Wands heavy, heavy burden, while having fraud and every lie told about her, while she's serving these indulgent, greedy, jealous, smothering, fraud, lying thieves. They're being stopped. They're going blind. They're going blind. They're getting cut out of your imagination for the things that they have done. Anybody who has been doing things like that, they're losing it. They're losing their gifts. They're going to be cut off. This Emperor is not playing around. Eternal love perseveres. These ones are on overload. They're overwhelmed for the history. Everything that they've done in the history, trying to mess with the mental body of a sweetheart, is coming back on them. These illusions, they're going to have to live and learn through these illusions. Perhaps you have. You're a high value person. You're getting a new family tree. You've got your vitality. And now these ones want to apologize because you've got good news. You got the money coming in. You're worth saving. You are the blessing. And there are arrangements being made for you. And these ones are protesting. They're frightened. They're paranoid. They made a lot of commitments. They made a lot of agreements based on the idea that they would be successful in stealing the identity of this Empress. There's evidence of everything that they've done. There's a lot of research going on, and perhaps there's a lot of research that these ones will be teaching about in their new business. There was a network of friends who thought that it was a great idea to rob the Empress, to curse the Empress with nightmares. And now it could be that they're really freaking out about that because she reached her goals and they fell into their own trap. And now they're furious because there's still care here for family. These mask wearers, this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, this fraud, this mask wearer, there's death. Death, death, death. Going blind, going to stop. Eternal love perseveres. And it's time for this marriage to take place. The prideful people who were trying to steal your gift, Empress, are being cast away and they are in danger because family who has earned their own merit that they were trying to steal and pretend that they were, triumph. And they have a vow. They have a vow. They've got this beautiful bright light, and there is a vow with them and with Spirit. Spirit Divine knows the identity of these two people. They know it intimately. And you got this Queen of Pentacles who wants to dress up in the memory and the energy, and it's just not going to happen. The identity has been made very, very clear about these third wheel enemies and their dominator strategies. They want to compromise. They're in the middle of a natural disaster brought about by your alliances, these beautiful alliances of yours, and they are praying now. They're stressed out. They're stressed out, and it could be that they were using prayer work trying to stress you out. You are okay. You have reached your goals here, and you did it alone. You're coming into your reward. Because all the conflict that these bullies brought to your promise, you're probably going to get a whole bunch more. And now these ones don't know what to do because they're mentally disturbed, and that is their fate. Their fate is to be separated out of your energy. They have lost aid. You're no longer going to help them, assist them, serve them. And they're sick about what this coach told them to do, because you loved yourself to health. And that was not something that they saw coming. They thought for sure that that was impossible. They said as much many times. It was impossible for this Empress to make it through this trickery. But she did. And that is why she is the Empress. That is why she is the Empress star, not this Queen of Pentacles reversed fraud. Because not only does she have within her what it takes to earn the merit for this type of abundance, but she also has the peace within her to divvy it out in a responsible, caring, loving, nurturing way. Whereas this Queen of Pentacles reversed, she just wants to be lazy, stick around home, get up late, dress up in fancy threads, drive around a nice car, have her hair done every day, nails done every day. Ooh, I'm so successful. No, it was an illusion. So now they're in fear because the truth is here about their greed, about their indulgence, about their fraud, about their abuse, while being served by the Empress, who was under a 10 of Wands burden. Not only was she carrying this incredible burden of blame, shame, fraud, all this crap, but she was also serving them alone while she was kept in lack. And still, she's calm, she's peaceful, and they lied and lied. The truth is here. We got a new beginning. They were greedy. They were dishonest. And she's got inner peace. They lied about her inner peace. And now they're having a misfortune. It's bringing a misfortune to them because they lied about her inner peace. They tried to make it sound as though she was malicious, militant, angry, wanting to punish, wanting to just spew, everything. But no, she's got gifts of the soul that benefit herself and others. And that is the inner harmony and the inner state of peace and balance, regardless of the heavy burden that these frauds pile on her with their forbidden magical trickery and other technologies. They lied. They're a fraud. They're a jealous, self-centered little twit. They wanted to fight with you. They were jealous of your skills that benefit you and others, the gifts of your soul. You would not relinquish your soul. You kept your inner harmony. Lots of folks out there, they get driven so hard into this despair. And then you got this unseen voice out there, right? This cyberware form or otherwise form of telepathy where they nag people. Just give us your soul, it'll stop. Just give us your soul. At least that's my story. But no, whoever you are, you chose relaxation rather than an escape route. You went within. Scholar, you've learned a lot. You've learned a lot. You have gifts of the soul that benefit yourself and others. You know stuff about peace and tranquility. You're a scholar. You've learned a lot. You know a lot. And they're jealous about that. You're a star here. And these ones are thinking fast. Oh my God. They're in fear because justice is here for the lies that they told. Pleasure seekers cannot seek pleasure anymore. It's done. Justice is being served. They're not having a good time. They're in the middle of a misfortune over your money. They've been trying to steal from you. They need consolation. This thief needs consolation regarding your wealth. You're the Empress here. The wheel is turning. You're coming into your gain. This is the conclusion of these thieves taking it from you and committing fraud, posing as you while wearing your siphoned and harvested energy. You're grateful, you're thankful, and there's no more collaboration with these jackwagons. You did this all alone. The collaboration is off. No more can they bother you. You win. You did it alone. You did it alone. You served all of them, this group of indulgent people, while in a 10 of Wands burden. You did it alone and you served them. You've proven yourself very, very strong. Not only that you can manage the gifts that have been bestowed upon you for nurturing and healing and bringing light and love to family. These ones tried to paint her as though she was irresponsible and not capable of managing this type of a load, when these ones are out there partying and flashing their freaking fancy clothes. You've got the mother out here in her very modest attire, and she's just loving on people, and these ones hate that so bad. She's still loved. she is still love, and they're so angry. I heard a few days back that in the beginning of this, the Emperor Empress, they collaborated. Somebody was allowed to come in to the garden, the territory, and collaborate. But what they did was they gave everything a twist, and they used forbidden stuff to separate these ones, take their home, and then turn it into a battlefield. It appears as though that has come to an end. Although you still have people out here, begging for money, telling God how they deserve it more than this Empress. Look, you're not collaborating with them anymore. And they're like, well, praying to God or whatever. And it's like, maybe God's not collaborating with them anymore. You gained the money, Empress. It belongs to you. You've worked for it. You were the one that was under this heavy burden while everybody else partied and committed fraud. Thief. So we've got this group of indulgent thieves are under judgment for every nasty lie they told, for every foul, energetic implant they made her wear while serving them. They covered her in blame and shame, their own nastiness, and they did it with magic and other technologies. So we've got a moving forward, or there's some preparations being made by this Emperor. He's bringing discipline down on these indulgent ones. They're losing their freedom. Their magic has failed. And we've got joy. People are happy about it. Joy and cheerfulness is being returned to the house. The house is being reclaimed by the Emperor Empress, and the joy is coming back. These ones are happiness haters. They're jealous, they're smothering, they're addicted. They RAPE the minds of the unsuspecting. They steal intellectual property. They run really nasty verbiage through people's transmitter receivers, their microphone, their biological processing unit. Yeah, so we've got friend, love. Look, there's going to be constant friendship and love, cheerfulness, joyfulness, friendship, love, and in the house, and it's going to be consistent. Their magic has failed them, this foe, and everybody's talking about it, and they're sighing. They're all upset. You've got a victory here with the Chariot card, and they're having some poverty. They're having a severe insecurity because they have to release their need to control your sweet dreams. They did not gain the fortune. They've been defeated in this conflict with the Star, who is here to bring healing, rejuvenation, and well-being to relationships that serve the higher good. These ones are being rejected. They won't be served. They're being rejected from the sweetheart. They have to withdraw from the sweetheart. This Empress will not be serving them anymore. They will not be flipping this Empress energy and stepping in as her, wearing the memories or the energy. They're not going to do it. They're getting evicted, rejected by the sweetheart. The Emperor's seeing to it. He's like, you better not be going there toward that. Their sweetheart. We got abundance here, and we've got a leaving the past behind. There's no more repeating of the past. Those who were effing with the mind and the mental body of this Empress and perhaps others are being evicted out of that space. And, I feel for those of you who still must listen to them like I do, because they're out here lying like a little pants on fire lying. But it could be that you're happy, you've got your wings, and now these ones are in a mental prison. There's an old woman here, widowers. So it could be that there's an old woman here who's losing their partner in crime or whatever. Gift. You're the gift. They can no longer tap into the mental body of those who have the gift. They can no longer tap in, and they'll go get some kind of fraudulent marriage certificate in the spiritual realms and then leave them here to suffer in the 3D. There's no more tapping into the mental body and finding out who is the supreme gift and let's go get it and then dress up our clone or our freaking copycat in it. It's done. You've got your memories back, or at least you've got control of your mental body back, Empress. This is death. This is the end of that cycle. This is death to them receiving your charity. They are unsuccessful. There's no love in them. And again, we have death. Perhaps they were unsuccessful in bringing death to you. They're going blind and they're being stopped. Eternal love has persevered. Lover. You might be coming together soon in the 3D. Thought. Somebody is in their thoughts regarding this lover. The enemy is getting a letter about the wedding, this wife. So there is a wedding with this wife. The young woman is going on a journey. And these ones, you know, they have hope, but they're sick about it. Those who had hope, these prideful people are surprised about it. They've got the message and they're waiting. These ones are a soldier and they've been lying about everything. You've got your wings, you are taking off, and this old woman is in a mental prison and perhaps a widower. They're sighing or very sad in the mental body right now. Everybody's talking about the ending. Everybody's talking about this death. It's over. Because this Empress was faithful, loyal. And this priest is in despair because the Lord is here. This emperor could be the Lord. They had a service going with the children or with the innocent ones, and they're sick because this reunion has occurred. It could be that there's a reunion with this servant who has to go be with the merchant. So I guess maybe there's, whoever this servant is now property of a merchant or something. Take it as it resonates. Yeah, there was some heavy duty South Node mental stuff going on. And that would be this Queen of Pentacles reversed, trying to get away with something tricky. Their go-to is to flip into South Node the mental body of sweethearts who have gifts and abundance coming to them. They may not have it presently, but they know that it's coming, and they try desperately to knock them off the playing board and then to step in as them while harvesting their energy and such. So the truth is here exposed regarding the greediness and the dishonesty about this Empress's calm and peaceful nature. They are having a misfortune. They're having a misfortune, and they are, look, and it could be that they were lying about her ability to remain peaceful and calm while alone having a misfortune. Take it as it resonates. She remained peaceful in the midst of all their lies. She handled herself very well while alone in all of the misfortune that they were burying her under. And it could very well be that They lied about her peaceful nature, and it could be that now they are alone and they're going to have to go through a serious misfortune themselves. Take it as it resonates. We've got trickery and fraud committed by a jealous, smothering Queen of Pentacles reversed. They were jealous about this Empress's ability to remain calm, and she has all of those gifts that benefit herself and others, and she's a scholar. She's very wise and is communicating. So there's some communication going here. She could be in communication with a scholar. Perhaps she has learned a lot regarding all of this communication that has been going on and on and on and on and on in the mental body for decades and perhaps lifetimes. There's a whole lot of knowledge that has been gained here. The star is here, rejuvenated, and somebody is thinking fast. They're like, oh no, they're afraid because justice is being served and these pleasure seekers are being flipped. It's no longer fun and games. They're being released. They're being let go, and they're very upset. They're still trying to force their South Node jealous, angry thinking into the Empress. They want the Empress to reject her future. They want her to see it as hopeless and non-existent. They want her to give up on her dreams of serving the people, the sweetheart people who are here to serve the higher good of humanity. She was loyal the whole time. So the wheel has turned for this Empress. She's coming into the reward, the gain for her labor. It's money. It includes money. She's grateful. She's thankful. And there's no more collaborating with these ones. They need consolation. They're upset that she's no longer serving them. We got preparations. Preparations are being made for their removal. She's very strong in this burden, buried in lies, buried in the blame of these ones, buried in this shame that they have been piling onto her. The whole time she was left alone, isolated, and serving them. In the 3D, some people, most people, I think humans, a lot of them, they say they don't dream. Well, in the dream space, your spirit self is doing things. This Empress is in that space serving the people. It's supposed to trickle down into the 3D realm, but there have been hijackers and fraudulent people here in the 3D world claiming that they are that is serving them. So they've got access to all of our services and they're taking everything and then they're claiming to be that, but they're not. These indulgent thieves are under judgment. Because she's leaving. She has soared. She has risen like the phoenix up out of that nasty fire that they had her in. There is a preparation being made by the Emperor, some form of discipline. They're losing their freedom. They failed. These foes failed with their magic. Cheerfulness and joyfulness is being restored to the house. There will be constant love and friendship. And it could be that the house now belongs to those who are consistently loving and friendly toward others. That does not mean to say that there has been some anger issues or some kind of weird stuff happening in the mental body. This is very strategic. And a lot of folks out there, you know, they suffered extreme misfortune while being isolated, and then buried under a heavy burden of being drawn off of spiritually. Your star energy in the spiritual realm was drawn off of you while you suffered here under this magic crap. That's over. They failed. They're still very angry about it, and if you're a super empath, you're picking up on it and you're feeling it. Caching. This foe is pulling up your seeds, and it could be that it's time for you to go plant some. Cheerfulness and joyfulness is being restored in the house of love and friendship. It will be consistent. We've got catching, which is number 7. There will be a planting of seeds. There will be abundance that actually is permitted to grow and flourish in the house of love and friendship. You will benefit from investing in these gardens. Some kind of a endeavor. The Emperor is here regarding this structure, the stability of this structure. And so there's new seeds being planted here for love, cheerfulness, love, friendship, consistent seeds. Got your Chariot here, Emperor, of victory over these ones, which leaves them in poverty. They need to surrender their need to control the sweet dreams of those who have a fortune. They cannot have this fortune. It does not belong to them, and they're going to be evicted out of the mental body, out of this collective field. They no longer have the capacity to spy on those who have a fortune or a blessing coming their way and then trying to tap in and step in and claim it. It doesn't belong to them. They didn't earn it, and they certainly need to stay out of this Empress's energy. It's just, they have already done so much harm. Ghosts. They're dead a long time ago. They're spiritually in poverty. And energetically, they're dead. They do not have the wealth of this star. They cannot rejuvenate. They cannot recharge. She was the supreme battery, and they fumbled her. Their magic failed. They have to withdraw from this sweetheart. They have been defeated. This star is here to nurture and to bring healing and abundance to relationships that serve the higher good. Not this. Yeah. They have to withdraw from the sweetheart because they're out of balance. They have no balance. They didn't even try. All they are is imbalance. All they offer is imbalance. So they're getting rejected by the sweetheart. She's here to nurture relationships that serve the higher good, and these ones do not serve the higher good. They're out of balance. They're jealous and smothering. They like to bring conflict. There's death all over the damn table, and they do this baneful magic that is forbidden. The other day, Spirit Divine stated that they were the brown hats doing forbidden magic. So they're being released. We got waterproof territory. The territory of this Empress will be waterproof. They cannot curse her land. They cannot curse her business or her life or her love or her union. She is the gift. And those who were nasty in the imagination are being evicted out of it. They will not, those of the past will not be present here in this new abundance cycle of the Empress. She will not serve them. They will not benefit from her gifts and her talents and her generosity. There's death here. There's an end of the cycle to their receiving her charity. They were unsuccessful in bringing about a death for her. They're going blind and they're going to be stopped. They can no longer peer in to those who are loving, who are happy, and who are here to support each other in a community that serves the greater good. The eternal love perseveres, and we've got a lover that is thinking about his Empress, and it could be that the Empress is thinking about her Emperor. And I know in my own thing, what I was picking up in the atmosphere was somebody is not happy that this Empress is free and connected with the Emperor. So they're running this rhetoric through the mind where they just want her to just say, you know what, I'm done. You know, men or masculines, they're always, you know, brutalizers and hoe bags and thieves, and they say they love you while they stick you with the knife. I mean, this is kind of rhetoric that they're running through the Empress's mind, or at least as this is what I'm picking up on, as far as being pushed into the mind of the empath, of the divine feminine, the transmitter receiver of the healer, the rejuvenator. God, as far as I know, the Most High Divine stated this was the end of their relationship with batteries. There's a double star out here. This Emperor and this Empress, I believe, both walked the impossible path, and judgment is being called on these indulgent thieves of the house. They rampaged it. They tore everything off the walls, even the sheetrock. Their dirty dishes laying around everywhere, and all their nastiness that they did in the house. They turned it into a battlefield, a F-fest, and a free-for-all snacking, insatiable need is what they brought to the house. And they're a forbidden magic. They hurt everybody in the freaking house. Everybody that she was here to serve and to lift and to heal and to bring happiness and joy to, they brought misery, wearing her energy and her mind, tapping in. We've got curiosity. There could be some form of telepathic connections between the lovers here of eternal love. Those who have grown and expanded. It could be that those who have been causing distractions from a distance have been exposed. And you're going in a new direction. You're going in a new direction. These illusionists were committed to empty nests. They did not care about the children. They battled with nature, Mother Nature. They decided to fight with Mother Nature. And now these who were mimicking her are receiving wrath because she survived. They took her abundance and they used it to bring negative influence to the house. They mistaught everyone. They were leading them down a path of incoherence, and this is from Divine Mother's mouth herself. Now they are at risk for what they have done in the history, and they are afraid. This was a team of scavengers who thought it was fun to do this stuff. a community of people in the sacred space, are in anticipation of having everything in their life turned upside down. The gifts are protected. They can no longer tap into these gifts, harvest them, and use them to hurt innocent people. And they're in grief. They're in grief because they were warned about the anomaly. Everything they've done is seen. And we've got luck and freedom. This Empress is free. This Emperor is free from the trickery. And it could be that those who are bringing trickery and mischief are being displaced. They're getting kicked out. They're getting kicked out for a routine of an upside down perspective in the night. In the night, they were doing nasty things. They resisted the heart bond. They were not interested in love. They were only interested in dominating and feasting on the golden nuggets, the stars, the suns. Well, we got a golden nugget here that survived, and now everything is falling apart for them, and they're very upset. They're determined still to make it work. They absolutely think that it will, but they have absolutely thought that for centuries, and they don't understand. They're not going to be successful in bringing a death to eternal love. And they will never, ever, ever be served by the Mother Nature again. They're done. Their days of pleasuring themselves while other people suffer because of their magic is over. And if you do have some stuff flowing through your mind, do something. I like to read the story, and I like to, put my own mind at ease. Perhaps this story will help you also. I hope that it does. I hope that it brings clarity to something you already intuitively knew. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.